Hey there, I am JP, and in today's episode of Cities Skylines, we are going to work towards the last milestone and unlock the last tile for our final end project. Now, I have something in mind what we can do for today in order to, reach the last milestone, because we are going to need a spot where we educate a lot of people. We're going to educate so many people that we are even going to give it a separate district, which in this case we are going to force them to do some education, because in this area right down here I don't have enough educated workers, and this problem is not going to be solvable if I'm not going to do really something towards to it rather than just placing some buildings around. Now the idea for today is we are going to make a forced education project neighborhood right down in here. I think it would be a very nice one. We're going to make another intersection down here. We are going to connect it up with this one via a nice route, and or we're going to add in another train track because they're also going to need to have quick access to the big town over here, so they can go to this area and hopefully solve the problem. Now, of course, first things first, just remove all of these trees. And I actually like what I'm going to do for today, because I had nothing in mind to do for this area. Just for the sake of it, I am going to lead the power around like that. I think that is very good, so I can just disconnect this. And for the first time, I'm going to guess is that I'm going to reconnect one of the train lines. I think I would like to reconnect the train line that we have been adding to this station down here. And I have also noticed that the trains are absolutely not making any use of this area down here, or this train track I mean, to go around. They just flip around and then go that way, which in this case is not an unrealistic type of deal, except for the flipping around. Because in the Netherlands, I used to go with a train to a certain part, and then the train actually split up in two. One went that way and the other one went that way. Trains can go sometimes, if they are set to it, go into both directions, so they can flip around to say. But in this case, I don't want them to flip around. I want them to make use of this beautiful train track that I've been laying down there with a lot of love. So in this case, plans are already occupied. So we're just going to add this down here, right? So at least they are forced to take. Maybe, yeah, well, let's just do that. And then on this side, we can do that. So they are at least forced to make use of this down here. Let's just leave anything else, it will be fine. They're smart enough to know what they need to do, right? All right, beautiful. Let's go to this area. So the thing is, I was looking at the politics, and I'm just gonna press the pause. I don't want things to go out of hand while I'm working on this. And the politics, there was a thing saying, let me see where the city is at. City district. It was saying here, boost the education budget and make young adults automatically choose education over working. Prioritize education over working for young adults. Increase education budget with 25%. I'm not so worried about increasing it with 25%. I am worried that if I would do this whole area down here, I'm going to get a huge problem. That's why I'd rather just create a new neighborhood in order to, make it working. So in this case, it's also going to be a lot of fun with this train track. Going to need to kind of slash it, figure out. Maybe I can go off track here. And you know what? In this case, I am going to make use of the flip around type of deal. So let's just say right down there. I think this will do. It can go to the airport and it can go to the city, which are the only. Well, I see that we're also going to need to go here. And we actually. I don't think we can do that, because the thing is, no, yes, we can. We can go here and then pass this bridge if need. Okay, so that is not a problem. Now, in this case, I want to add in the train station towards the water. Now, let's first figure out a nice little road. I also would like to make use of a bus that goes around in this tiny little neighborhood, picking up everyone that needs to go to school, and then once they're done at school, they're gonna go to the shopping stores type of deal. I hope, at least. Now, for the very first time in history, I'm going to make use of the, what is that, 4-lane road with bus lanes. Alright, this is going to be a little bit of a fun project to mess around with. But once again, this doesn't have to be dangerous at all. Depends on how it's getting maintained. And you might be able to see that I actually have added in a second, power type of deal. Might my speaking down here, I just also need to focus a little bit. I think I want to have this like 5, yes, and then this is going to be 10 again, and this is going to be 5. So we have like a nice way to go around. I'm just going to place this here because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the middle of what I'm going to need. And then in this case, I'm going to have schools around in the area, and I'm going to assume that this will be enough, like that, like that, like that. Alright, I think this would be a fun little project. Now, I don't have to do a lot of, keeping in mind the traffic to say, so I'm just going to use these smaller roads. This is going to be a low density neighborhood, and then I'm just going to give these guys like, oh, that works perfect. Nice, that's, I guess that is fine. I don't have to give these guys like the most expensive type of deal I wanted to say. I think this will kind of do for the inside, because I'm also going to need to have an outside and like this. Now, of course, I'm also going to need to have a couple of facility-based things, and for that, I am going to lay in an extra piece of road, which is going to be all the way out here. I don't want people to be bothered too much. These people need to study, right? And they need to study in peace. And the only way to let them study in peace is to have the emergency facilities a little bit further away. And I'm gonna guess what I can also do here is, I'm thinking of it, not give these guys any trash problems. So I might need to add in another facility here for the trash. Now, of course, this is going to be a little bit of a simple between-in type of project, which I hope is going to give this a ginormous boost to our goal. That is not good. There we go. And then the last one. That, beautiful. Alright, so that is taken care of. Yes, it is hilly and whatnot, but I don't always want to have everything flattened out. But if I need to give my super honest opinion, I kind of forgot about it. Okay, so now we're going to need to add in another on and off ramp right around here. So we're just going to... You know what? I'm going to make something myself. In this case, we're going to just grab this guy, place it out here. Very simple, like that. You don't want to touch the train line too much. Keep it with that, and then we can turn this around if need. Again, doesn't give a lot of playroom here. You know what? That's actually not too bad at all. Not too good either. One of them. Okay, so maybe I can just grab. I would like to, have a little bit of respect for myself and just move things up slightly so, it kind of looks even out. Beautiful. Alright, the next thing coming up, we're going to have a way in here, and I'm just going to grab, and I'm thinking of it. The best thing to do here is, I'm going to guess this guy. So we are going to set the options. There we go. My speaking for a second. We're going to set the option for, it is already fine. And then we're going to keep this road nice and straight until right around here. Nice and straight around here. And from this part, we can go a little bit janky. But yeah, well, mind you, I'm just gonna go straight if that is an option. I think I need to click once. There we go. We're just gonna go straight. I don't have to destroy the power lines of two typical movements. And then for this one, I am going to need to play around for a bit, make it look nice. Just you're gonna go like this, and then just also slightly like that, and then go up. Not the best option, I'm looking at it. So how about, can we not just create something nice? Like a little bit further, start being funky. That is a lot better. Alright, so now we got road connection to this area. Now, a couple of other important things. There is going to need to be a train station, and this train station is going to let you start out here. I know I need to grab this guy, and let's just do it kind of like, yeah, a little bit of distance from the housing, right? We don't want to bother people too much with the train, even though the train is one of the important things in this case. And we're going to this, that, and this. Alright, beautiful. Now let's add in the train station, and in this case, like that. Let's keep it straight as possible, so we bother people minimal as possible. And then I think what the best thing to do is not just connect it here, trying to connect it up here, right? So just that, good sake of it. That's a nice smooth thing going on down there. Then we can just, well, let's do it here, and we can need to hold shift, yes, and then we can, no, okay game, you know, it's fine. I'm feeling very good about this little project. I'm gonna do things by hand then. Straighten it out by putting the dot, circle onto the dot like that, circle onto the dot. Yeah, that looks good. A lot of stuff going on here. I would just like to say screw it and just make like a giant roundabout maybe. But for now, this is going to be that. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to try and see if I can smoothen this out. Not too much strength, or maybe a little bit, but careful not messing around too much with the water, or else we're gonna get flooding and that kind of complaining. I might be able to, here is just grab this, lower it, grab this, lower it, more reasonable. Now, what I eventually also can do, going to be one heck of a thing. I'm going to try something here. I'm just going to select all of that. All right. Ooh, this is going to be something. And I wish I didn't. Hold shift, hold shift. Yep, very good. Then I am going to do the trick that I learned the last time. Finally, is object height, and then hold shift. Click on this one, and then everything. Ooh, seems like it is digged in like that, which is, I'm going to assume, very bad. It might look funky, might look janky and whatnot for now, but I'm going to promise you it's going to look beautiful at the end. It's kind of funny though. It is exactly seawall height. So wow, I didn't keep that in mind though. This, and then there we go. Okay, now I at least don't have to worry about the seawall, and I can just start filling it back in again, I guess. What is going on down here? I didn't think about this stuff. Okay, so in this case, how about going to lower this, and I would like to try something here. Okay, you know what? How about do object height, and then we're going to select this guy. Okay, that one is straight. This doesn't have to be too much of a problem, but it is funky though. So let's unfunky that, and let's just select this guy, lower it for a bit, that guy, reconnect this piece of road, and now I want to try the other tool, without the trees of course, and then slope object. I click on slope, and then that one, that doesn't work. It does show A, B, middle. Maybe I need to select once. Well, anyways, if anyone knows, you can always let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna do this, and then might be very handy if we also connect the train station up. That guy, connect this up with that guy. And for some mysterious reason with that guy. Now it should be filled in. I'm so glad you won't see this in actual gameplay. Like this thing is sticking out of the ground while you don't see it here. Alright, so now also bring back the power line. Or at least do it like that. I don't understand why I did it all the way around, but sure. I guess I just did it in case if something goes wrong. Alright. Now, one of the things that I have not tried yet is how are we going to lead this guy around. Right, I want to take this train track. Yes, train line. Oh, we can also change the train. How can we? Is everything disconnected? No, because there is only one. For correct's sake, I don't know what I did wrong here. You know what? Let's just delete this whole mess around. Like, this is why I'm not looking forward to change those things, because as you can see, something goes wrong. Yeah, anyways, we're gonna go like this, then like that, and etc. all the way around in this area, that area, this area, and then back. Good. Alright. And you know what? Especially because of that, let's change the train to a different model. Alright, the important thing that is going to be right down here are a couple of things I'm going to need to have in high school. And to make people learn very well, we're going to need to have a library. We're going to need to have a low school. A normal school is that, right? Yes, elementary, and then we're going to need to have 2 high schools. Now I want to have 2 because I just want to have max out of everything here. Then let's also create some nice padding like that. And oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, so this is where Cities Skylines 2 is coming in very handy. Now one thing I did learn is if I want to make a bridge, I need to have at least 2 off. Then we can go down that, and we can go to the other side. Just make it follow up closely to one of the sidewalks here. Right, beautiful. Go here, they can go there. Now another thing that is going to be very important. Oh, my voice is, excuse me, cracking up. We're going to need to add in this library. Now the library is going to be on the other side of the road at the train station. Alright, and it's going to be a little bit off commercial zones in here because people need to buy food, you know, have a drink, go out. Gonna go from young to old, to say. We're going to lower these bridges anyway, and I would like to have a pathway going this way, so there is no crosswalk. It's so silly that you cannot add that in. But the one thing that I might be able to do here is to change the road to something else. Have these ones with trees. So what if I what if I this, right? And change this one to those ones. Then delete ones. Crosswalks. Beautiful. Perfect. That is very, very, very nice. Alright, another pathway on the back here. And then I think we got all the pathway from this area to that area done. Now there is of course a lot more pathwaying to do. Right, this should do it for right now. There are certain pathways I could add in, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense because of the crosswalk situation. Okay, so that is in. Now of course we're going to need to have a couple of emergency facilities. I'm going to keep in mind I don't have forever money, and this thing costs almost 2k a week. This thing 1.5. This thing 2 point something. So yeah, we're kind of getting to the 6-7k already, so that's why I'm going to choose for some smaller options here. I'm going to do the hospital stuff right down on this side. We're going to need to have guys doing 2 because why not. And the police gonna go here. Fire truck stuff right around there. Now it is also going to be very important for these student people to, you know, have a little bit of enjoyment, have a little bit of sporting. So I'm going to cram in a couple of these guys on each side. Very good. Now this will be that for right now. I'm not sure this yet. Maybe I'll just add once again a couple of commercial zone, or maybe I just have to see with this one. Or what I can also do, just to smaller it, and then on the other side I could just add in something. I'm just going to resize this boat. that, just for them to also just drive around. And just that, and then add in some parking spots. Okay, I think that this should do it, and to just make it a little bit pretty, just add in pavement stuff. Yes, that looks very good. All right. Okay, so I am almost positive that we have everything. We have on and off ramps, we have the train track, we got some emergency facilities. But there is one more thing I'm going to need to do. That is just create this crosswalk type of deal. And then that, I guess. Let me just see here. I'm going to need to have the garbage type of thing here. And I can just do this, that. For them to, you know, turn around if need to. For now, 2 is going to be enough. Like that, perfect. Maybe later on I can add in a roundabout. That, wonderful, like that. Okay, let's add in a district already. The district zoning, once again, in Cities Skylines 2 is going to be amazing. You know what? I'm going to hopefully do this. Alright, wonderful. That is that. I'm going to call this Learn to Sell. No, that is stupid. We're going to call this the Edu District. And in the Edu District, we're going to have the education boost. Allows recreational use, controlled substance, more tourism, also requires more police, not thank you. Free public transportation, and we can just take a look at more stuff later on. Alright, let's add in some things right around here, and or keep in mind, yeah, we have power there, so that will be fine. Ooh, you should have power there, mister. Well, at least those dudes don't have. Now they have. Yep. And also, there we go. Alright, wonderful. So, in this case, I'm just going to speed it up for a bit. Well, let you speed it up on 2. I don't want to, you know, turn around and then lose everything again. Oh no, my money is hauling butt. How is that even possible? You know what, I'm thinking of it. I don't want to have this middle thing filled up with screaming and crying kids. Alright, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, the money is back up and running again. So, yeah, this was a bad idea. Slightly increased tax income might be fine, but police presence, I don't want that. Parks and recreations. Make your parks and plazas the envy of the country. Moderately increase land value around parks and plazas. Yes, indeed. Smoking ban. Smoking is bad, okay. Cycling. Clean your stuff up. Pet ban. No. People should be allowed pets. Fire department is. You know, I don't have any trouble with this game with fire and water and power, so that's. Keep it like as it is. Taxation. No, thank you. And then turn homes into much cooler smart homes to raise the land value around them, slightly increase land value. You know what? There you go. Alright, this is the most stuff I ever had in one district. Now, I've been saying, you know, free buses and stuff, so let's just take care that they got some buses and stuff. So, in this case, I'm going to add this right down in there, right? And then, yeah, let's do some busing. So, the first line is gonna go here, there, here. Don't forget to turn around the corner. About here, there, there. You know what? In case it needs, right down here and right around there. Looking wonderful. Now, I believe also, let me just close that real quick. This is line number... Okay, it's flashing. Look at the... Ooh, yes, brother. Yes. What wouldn't be better for a school district to add school buses? Yep, you guys turn around and bring those yellow American beauties right in there. Look at that. Fantastic. Alright, let this area fill up with people that are exciting to educate. Alright, we have criminality starting out here. A lot of criminality. What's going on? Is it because busy area? Is that the problem here? A slide is, maybe I should just not people here, just close it off from this angle. No. Alright, also in this case, let's add in some parking lots. Now this guy would be ideal if it's aimed out. Okay, in this case, super handy, right? We have some more here. Yes, indeed. I can turn this guy also on, so I can what I'm doing. All these happy faces. And once you come in here, the town, there will be parking lots. And would be some space and place for a tiny little park. What is this? Small playground. Is that possible? It is, it is. Please don't let these children getting bullied by the older dudes. A dog park. Of course. Something is odd about this place. Let me see here. Okay, you know what? I'm going to... No, it is fine. Okay, so I wanted to say I'm going to place the children's stuff on the outside. And then the dog parks on the inside. That because, no. Cool people also love dogs. Alright, the problem here is slowly fading away. Slowly. We still have a couple more complaints left. And the criminality in this area is insane. Already used 11. Like, this is kind of my reason why I... Yep. You know, I'm gonna add 2 more. No criminality allowed in this area, right? Okay, meanwhile, the last thing that I would like to do, as always, I'm going to push this area up. How do you get rid of this stuff? Like, what is it? Oh, really? It's oil? Yeah, this looks a lot better like that. Alright, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. How many people are in here? We got already 118 students. We got 600 in here and 700 in here. The library is being used very well. Mini schools are being used very well. Yeah, I mean, there we go. I needed something to solve my problem there. It's going to take a little bit of time before it is actually solved. And yeah, we're going to see if this project eventually is a success or a failure. Ah, the trash is now becoming a problem. Oh boy. There's only one thing I can do about that. That is add in even more. One down here and